Mr. X, Matthew here with FreePrescriptionLenses.com, and your good friend Aries has treated you to a really cool present for your birthday. It is a Rayban 2132 color 901L, which is the classic shiny black in the 55 eye size. Let's begin, shall we? I've got a lot of room to cover. I'm going to pop your frame out of the case it comes in. This is your Italian leather Rayban frame, your Rayban case and cleaning cloth, which I will give you instructions. This is how Rayban sends me your frame, with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to prevent scratching. If they think that's a good idea to put one on there for shipping, well, by golly, I'm going to put a second one on this left side when I ship to you, so you'll be twice protected. Whoop, they're falling off now, so let me take everything off and begin. I'm going to pop out your original heavy glass G15 lenses, and I'm going to put your Italian frame into my Italian Santanelli LE1000 patternless edger. The stylus is going to come up and trace the shape of your right lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the shape of your left. Here at FreePrescriptionLenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy the frame and you get free clear prescription or non-prescription lenses, and you can pay for any upgrades like transition and/or anti-glare, which your good buddy Aries has done for you. So you're getting the anti-glare lenses, and I'll explain the benefits of them, but I've pulled up the shape on the computer. If this were prescription, I'd put your pupillary distance in, but I'm putting in the frames. This is a polycarbonate lens that I'm going to cut on the soft cycle because of the anti-glare. This is a Xyle frame, which is an old school name for plastic, and I know that the bevel on the 55 is deeper, so I'm going to take a little bit off of that before I begin. So this is your lens before I cut them. They are this size. You can barely see them. I'm going to pull its equivalent out here, a lens without anti-glare. And you can see how the light reflects off of here, so already they're that much clearer. Let me put this one away. And I need to put this block on there while it is cutting. So I have a 3M leak pad, it's called. The black side is the sticky side. It's a double-sided sticky pad. I'm going to stick that on the block and pull the double-sided tape away and stick that onto the middle of your lens. I'm going to do the same thing for your second lenses. Pull that sticker off, stick that onto the middle of your lens. That anti-glare coating is also a hydrophobic coating, meaning that it's slippery. It hates water. So I'm going to put a little extra adhesive sticker on the back while that is cutting. I'm going to place that there. And I'm going to take the first lens and put it into the chuck. Actually, I'm going to start calling it the Charles, because I don't know it well enough to call it Chuck. That's actually American humor. You may not get that. And there's a lot of Americans that won't laugh at that either, so don't worry about it. Mr. X, if that is your real name. I picture you standing back with your pinky to your mouth saying, $1 million. All right, that's the last of my bad impressions. So the calipers started off by tracing the concave side of the lens first, which is closest to your eyelashes. Now it's tracing the convex side away from the face. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. It's that lighter color wheel. Looks like heavy grit sandpaper. And this wheel in the center was what's going to put the channel or the bevel onto the lens, so as it stays inside the bevel of the frame. For now, I'll have to close the door, but I just want you to see as your lenses touches down on the cutting wheel. So the anti-glare coating is 3 features in one. It's an anti-glare lens primarily. Eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but also from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and any glare sources. As you saw in this lens. The second feature, it's an anti-reflection lens. You can see how the light reflects off of the lens in this hand, and it does not off of this hand. So it's a much better cosmetic appearance. There's better eye contact when someone's looking at you. They're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. Or the most important feature that everyone seems to like, if someone takes a picture with the flash, you won't see the flash lit up in the lens. You'll see just your eyes in the picture. The third feature that I like, the most practical side, is it comes with the best scratch protection in the business, because they have to protect their expensive coating they put on there. They do the coating and then they do the scratch protection. Your lens is just about to start taking shape. Now, that anti-glare coating, you will never have to use a liquid cleaner ever again. Again, because it's just like when you wax your car and it rains, the water beads right off your car. Any liquid is going to bead right off of your lens. It's just going to run right off. So you'll never have to use a liquid cleaner. You can use your Rayban cleaning cloth. I'm going to include one of my own with every purchase, with instructions how to wash and care for both the cleaning cloths and the leather case, so it'll last you for years. No other seller on the internet is doing that, providing you instructions for free. I also provide a photo request. A couple years ago, I started taking pictures of all my patients when they came in to pick up their prescription lenses. Since then, I have several thousand faces, smiling faces, sitting on a few digital picture frames here in my office. And because I'm so much of a people person, I miss out on that for everything that I mail order. So that's why I include a photo request to have your picture on the website. And hopefully the website will be running. It's currently down for this week as I'm transferring from my old name of Bull City Optical, which is what you'll be getting on your cleaning cloth, to my new name of freeprescriptionlenses.com. I apologize for the delay while the website is down. Trust me, as much as I paid for the new website, I want that thing working and paying for itself. That website costs more than every car I've ever owned combined, which isn't saying a lot because I drive old cars. It's 2014 and I currently drive a 1996 Toyota truck. I have a very short commute to work, so I just put over 100,000 miles on a 1996. So I'm going to have that Toyota truck for another 15 years before I have to get another one. So, okay, I'm taking it out of the chuck now. I'm going to dry your lens off so it's not slippery on live TV. You still have a little bit of rough edges, so what I want to do is go around the edge of your lens and smooth that out. And what I'm doing, that white powdery substance I'm scraping off is called Schwarf. I'm going to clean it all off the counter, and then once it's on the counter, I wipe it onto the floor. And this is what I say in every video. Kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like that. If you want to be messy like me, stay in school. So I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. This is how you're going to mount your glass lenses too, but this one's going to be much easier. I tuck it in at the outside corner with my thumbs. I press down the nose and it snaps right in. I'm going to now cut your left lens, flip that over to left and hit start. And just like before, the calipers are going to come down and trace the shape of your left lens this time. Again, starting on the concave side of the lens closest to your eyelashes, and then moving forward to trace the convex side, which sits away from the face. Hopefully now you got a better view of the cutting wheel. Maybe you can see the actual heavy grit down there. Camera 1. Camera 2. I just had to wait for the lens to move out of the way. Camera 1. Camera 2. Once this begins cutting, I'm going to show you how to pop the lenses in and out. So the same pair of glasses can be geek chic as well as sunglasses. This is what you get when you get them from the guy who knows what he's doing. I am a professionally licensed optician here in North Carolina on the east coast of the United States. I'm halfway between Washington and Atlanta. I'm halfway between Miami and New York City. So this block is no longer needed. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to pull that blue sticker off. Stick that on the counter. So again, to take these lenses out, I'm going to flip the frame downward. It's always with your thumb. It's always at the nose, no matter if you're putting them in or taking them out. I'm right-handed. I grab the frame by my left hand. I use my right thumb, and I use my knuckles to pull back on the edge of the frame ever so lightly. And you can torque the frame. You're not going to hurt the frame. You're not going to hurt your bulletproof lenses. But I put one thumb down at the nose. I use the other thumb on top, and I push out. Out comes your lens. In order to put them in, I hold the frame upright and always work on the side closest to me. If I was trying to do the left lens, I would turn it around and do it like that. But for now, I'm going to put it here, tuck the lens in at the outside corner closest to you, and using your thumbs, press down at the nose. Don't worry. Again, you're not going to do this. The only time I worry about it, because you are in Denmark, where I spent one of the coldest mornings of my life, if the frame is very cold and brittle, make sure it's at room temperature and it warms up. Now, your lenses are soft and pliable, so they go in easily. Your original heavy glass G15 lenses with the logos are going to be much more difficult. You just have to pick your favorite curse word and mutter it to yourself. You tuck the lens in at the outside corner. And then same thing with your thumb. I use both thumbs at the nose, and that one pushed in rather easily. You've got a good one. You've got a lucky one. The left lens, you tuck it in on this side, the side closest to you, and then using your thumbs, press down. Now that's a whole lot easier. The 52 that Aries has is a piece of cake. Usually the 55 generally is much harder. We just got really lucky, but you are a lucky guy to have a friend like Aries who would buy you a pair of these for your birthday. Now if you notice, your lens is completely flat at the edge. Now it's actually putting the bevel onto the lens. So I'm going to take these out, and one thing I want to do, I'm going to get my pen, I'm going to mark these. This is the Rayban 2132, size 55. Of course, you're getting the classic 901 shiny black, and it's the G15 lenses. And I'm going to wrap each lens, but they still a little bit, Rayban puts a little bit of adhesive residue on there. So what I want to do is take a tissue and my optical grade acetone, and I'm going to clean your lenses off to inspect to make sure there's no blemishes. I clean the front and back surfaces, and then once that's clean, I use that to wipe around the circumference of the lens, getting any more of that adhesive residue off. Toss that. I'm going to dry your lenses off and inspect to make sure there are no blemishes. That one is good, and let's do the same thing for the left. Everything is cleaned up, and again, I provide instructions on how to care for your cleaning cloth and your case so it'll last you for years. Of course, did I mention also throw in the photo request? Come on, Aries, make sure that Mr. X sends me his picture. So I put it in this protective sleeve. These are the same sleeves that the multi-billion-dollar labs send me my invisible bifocals with transitions, anti-glare, polarized lenses, all of that. I fold it over for twice the protection. I put it in here. Oops, you know what? I didn't put the G15 sticker back on. Let me do that. Line that up straight. On it goes. Now it goes into the sleeve. Where's the top? There it is. So when you get these, you'll be able to pop them in and out, and you can put the clear lenses in here when you have the dark ones in there. So you now have the classic sunglasses as well as the geek chic, or as my wife calls them, the naughty librarian. Oh, behave. Sorry, another bad impression. Free bad impressions with the purchase of every frame. So, all right, I'm going to take your lens out now, dry it off. Back to the handstone. Let's see. It's 5:45 on Saturday, May 10th. 84 degrees in my hometown of Durham, North Carolina. I use my thumbnail to scrape around the edge of the lens. You know what's happening next. I clean this up, and now look, behind the back. Woo, look at that technique. Okay, so let's make sure your left lens works. I'm going to pop that in, that outside corner, and then using my thumbs, press down at the nose. That goes in well. I'm going to take this block off. It is no longer needed. I'm going to pull this sticker off. Let's put the right lens back in. And over here in America, 99% of all optical shops do free adjustments. Hopefully it's the same way in Denmark. So when you get these, if they're, actually let me go ahead and inspect. I got to inspect. But should these be too loose or too tight or crooked, just stop by your local place and they should be able to adjust these for you in about 30 seconds for free. But I'm just going to make sure they're in a standard alignment before I ship them to you, meaning that it's in a 3-point stance. Those 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I place it on the counter to make sure there is no wobble. My glasses, which by the way are the new Wayfair in color 6012, the tortoise and beige, but I have one ear that's higher than the other. That's mine wobble on the table. But I flip it over to text, no wobble there. I close to make sure each temple overlaps perfectly, and it does, and the same amount of tension on each side. And that's it. So Mr. X, I hope you enjoy your present. Aries, I appreciate you buying your second pair from me in 1 week. If anyone has any questions about what I can and can't do, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Everyone else, I hope you enjoyed seeing how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.